Remember, we need him healthy enough to answer questions.
1247, Detective Phelps, requesting immediate backup in pursuit of a stolen green Kaiser Frazer from 6 West 2nd Street.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on. Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out. Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
No wonder he killed someone, driving like this. Don't let that asshole get away.
All right, I give up. That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. The gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Then we rally with the first, then try for the Namboos.
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Namboos and infilade.
Mate,
We can lose everyone.
Lieutenant.
Get back off this fucking bridge! They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions! We only have minutes!
And we're live. One moment, friends. Got some technical difficulties. I gotta save this file. You guys snuck up on me. What's that about? Happy Saturday. Okay. I'm back. I'm here. I'm paying attention to you. How is everyone? J-Lash with the thumbs ups. Appreciate you, J-Lash. Thank you, friend. Thank you for being here early. Miko Herptile, channel moderator, says, hello, Super Antonio, Sadie, mods, and everyone. I'm going to bed. Just finished an all-nighter at work. Have a good stream, folks. Tonight is the quarter moon. It's a madcap treasure hunt across the mean streets of LA. It is the last case in homicide. Cole has all these clues that he's got to deal with. Then he gets promoted to Vice. So we'll be doing Vice next week. I don't understand why that's a promotion. You would think that homicide is the best department to work in. Would make the most sense. Very literary, this quarter moon canceller. It's interesting because it's connected to every case that we have explored, investigated in the game, at least in this department. And you will recall we have arrested suspects. We have arrested, tried, and jailed people, men, for these cancellations that, are basically innocent. Cole had his doubts, but, Captain Donnelly likes clearing the board. Sadie's here. She's kind of awake. She had a bath tonight. It's Saturday. She gets a bath on Saturday. I wasn't gonna, she wasn't. I wouldn't go so far to say she was stinky, but she was smelling rather. She smelled of the great outdoors. Let's just say that. She smelled horsey after a week. I should wash her twice a week, I think. but I heard it's not good for the skin, for dog skin. It dries it out. I don't want to dry out her skin. Cold Arthur Morgan says hello. Greetings, Arthur Morgan. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Tonight, we are dealing with L.A. Noire. An old game, but a favorite. If we ever remember where our car is. Let's investigate. As I said before, this is more of a wild goose chase and a treasure hunt for clues. In many ways, this echoes, or rather, there's something similar in Red Dead Redemption 2.
You heard what the captain said.
But those are, you know, that's a very truncated version of what we're doing now.
Double-edged sword.
Let's just get this sick pervert and have it done.
Cold Arthur Morgan says, "Remember me? I was on your stream the other year ago." Okay, well, thank you. Appreciate you coming back. And of course, I remember you. Do you remember him?
Watch it, will you?
Sadie doesn't remember you. What's that about? Tell everyone to like and subscribe. Sadie girl. Before you go to sleep.
Watch where you're
Excellent
driving,
parking
maniac.
job, Cole.
I recognize that guy from the paper.
This goes a lot easier if you register the landmarks on your map while you're driving around. Pershing Square, and as far as I know, these are actual locations in Los Angeles that you can visit right now, unless they burned down, which is very possible.
Rather you than me, Phelps.
Gotta get up there, find the clues. They are all related to the cancellations we have investigated before.
There is a cave, all overgrown with trailing odorous plants which curtain out.
Thank
the
you,
day.
Cold Arthur Morgan. That is the
Where
goal,
next?
but right now the goal is to get to 20K. Miko says yes, like and subscribe, folks, and behave. Haha, Miko, I thought you were asleep, old friend.
Black Dahlia.
Elizabeth Short.
Elizabeth
I
Short,
believe
Social
that's the
Security
name of the
card.
Black
Jesus
Dahlia
Christ.
lady.
That's not all.
Elizabeth,
There's another
I
stanza
know
from
that
Shelley.
name.
Can you work it out?
Yep, that's her.
You got a city map? See if you can work out where he's taking us.
Too bad
I don't
Mama
like
One
this
isn't
free
here. She
reading
could tell you a
stuff,
lot
but,
about it. Let's move on. I wish I knew how accurate this map is to actual Los Angeles. I mean, is this just like... I suppose we could, like, Google image map this. But can you just lay this over like a modern map of Los Angeles? Miko says, I am. Just took a quick look. Appreciate you, Miko. And Sadie says hi. She's awake. She's all shiny and smooth after her, and smelling quite good after her bath. How long will it last? Tonight, because she's not going out. And then after that, all bets are off.
Him.
Got my coffee.
Really him, the fuck
Drinking
who killed
coffee
the
with
Dahlia.
these streams so it can give you a high energy stream.
He's leading us.
Or,
It's his
well,
game, Rusty.
high energy for me. Let's put it that
Like
way.
you're gonna kill us!
Can't really tell, but I'm wearing a gold tie clip because I have a gold
his game,
watch.
Rusty.
I like
May have
wearing.
someone to catch him,
I have
but
2
he's
gold
extremely
watches. I
dangerous.
like wearing
I doubt
gold
if he
on the
will give up
weekends.
easily.
Shoots me down to the fucking ground.
Miko says she is awake,
Flip
but
this
looks like
button,
she'll
we
be
get
joining me
sight.
in Dreamland soon. LOL. Yes, I believe so. I don't think she'll last too long.
Parker won't be able to shove
She's
me
just.
aside after
She knows when the lights go on, when this overhead light goes on, that But she needs to pay attention for at least a little bit because I'm talking to the magic window here, and I'm not talking to her. What's that about? Excuse me, pardon me, lady. She's fine. Did you note that tiled rooftop? Wonder if this place burned down. Look at those giant doors. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, this is complicated. This is a little bit of a balancing exercise. Got some potent canine bait. Why hasn't anyone, vloggers that live in Los Angeles, gone to LA Noire locations? Well, I've never really looked it up. LA Noire locations in real life. Cloudy says, howdy, Agent Super Antonio. Cloudy, I was just talking about how I was going to get a red tie. I was just looking at red ties on Amazonia.com. They have some that come with pocket squares. You can get you can get a tie in basically every color with pocket squares. But I prefer a skinny tie. And those ties are all standard, like width, which is like 3.5 inches. This is like one inch. Like 1 inch, 1.5 inches is about my, that's my go-to tie width. Just for, more of a, a mid-century Mad Men kind of look. Reservoir Dog. Okay, let's get up there. Get up there, Cole. Can you do it?
Going out there, Rusty.
Careful, Cole. You get one. You get one fall. Okay, maybe you get two. Okay, you get 2 falls. And Cloudy says, howdy, Miko. And Miko says, hey, Cloudy. The Lady Elgin watch. From the temples high of man's ear and eye, roofed over sculpture and poesy, from the murmurings of the unsealed springs where science bedews his deadal wings. Maybe it's pedal wings. Might be a typo.
Jesus Christ, Cole, get off that
Okay,
goddamn
Cole,
thing.
you need to swing it.
Find a rope, Rusty. There isn't time. See if you can swing that thing.
Same mechanics as Arthur hanging upside down, hanging out with comb.
Come on. It's gonna go any second. Swing that goddamn thing and jump for it.
Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I'm having a great weekend, personally. I hurt my wrist, so I can't do burpees and push-ups and pull-ups and chin-ups. So I'm focusing on jump ropes and ab work. Which is annoying, because I like to do, I have a chin-up bar, a freestanding chin-up bar, and so I like to hang from it and do leg lifts. But I can't. I've got to do, groundwork. So I'm focusing on flexibility, doing some stretching, working on,
That was too close. Yeah, well,
and then
the
ab
higher you
work.
climb, the further you fall.
I suppose I could do
Let's get
planks, like elbow planks.
Another Dahlia clue?
No.
Cloudy says, if you ever play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, would you cosplay as a Viking? LOL. We have played Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the second channel, and no, I wouldn't. This is the only cosplay I'll do. It's like wear a suit, and dress a little more formally for you guys. There's a YouTuber. He's called the Report of the Week. He reviews fast food items. Super popular. You've probably heard of him. He's been around forever, like 10, 12 years, since he was a kid. But he wears vintage suits. He likes to, and he has quite a collection. I don't want to go that far, but I do want to Start dressing up more on the channel.
Just go easy, Phelps.
Okay, we're gonna have to reverse out of here.
Six mementos from all his victims.
This guy needs to be taken out of circulation.
On to the next
Takes
location,
pleasure
pardon
in
me,
stringing
sir.
us along, demonstrating how much smarter he is.
You can enjoy it while it lasts. Got you now, genius. Coming for you.
Cloudy says, I watched a pizza review from him, so you know all about him. Yeah, I like how he dresses. Well, I like how he dresses
Jesus,
for
Phelps.
him. I wouldn't dress like that, and I appreciate how formal he is. It seems like his suits are, they're all vintage, but I think he likes the 80s and the 90s.
Thanks
Whereas
for the
I
tip.
prefer, you know, Madman era, 50s and 60s. Mama 1 and Papa 1 are here. Everyone say hi to Mama 1 and Papa 1. Mama 1 says, hey family, and Papa 1 says, hey everyone. Mama 1, what's for dinner? I had a BLT. A cheese BLT. And a waffle. But it was a frozen waffle. Hers was frozen. And I just kind of toasted mine up and added a little butter. It was delicious. Miko says, hello, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Sadie's here. She just had a bath. I'll call her back. And Cloudy also says, howdy, Mama 1 and Papa 1.
I'm pulling rank here, Cole.
We got to
I'll hold
shimmy
myself.
up that drain pipe.
Go get him, Tiger.
Is that possible? Is that a
Anyway, old
thing?
timer.
I don't think you can do it on a modern drain pipe. That thing looks like it's lead or stainless steel or something. Something strong. Here's CD. She just had a bath. She's all clean now. She was smelling a little horsey, I told her this morning. I wouldn't go so far as to say she was stinky, but she certainly smelled of the great outdoors. I got my coffee. Papa one says, hey Cloudy and hey Miko. Papa one, I'm sure you're very happy with our new Secretary of Defense. Not to get political, because that got me into a lot of trouble and cost me 2 mods. I apologize for that, but I'm sure you're happy with our new Secretary of Defense and AG, Attorney General. Get up there, Cole. And you don't have to stay. Tell everyone to like and subscribe, and then you can go back and go to sleep and rest. She's all soft and smooth now. Saturday routine, you know, after her walk, she always gets a bath. Then she runs around. I dry her off, of course,
Sometimes a step
but
backwards is a
then
step
she
in the
runs
right
around
direction.
and tires herself out. And then she has dinner. And then she's basically done. Like if I opened the bedroom door, she'd easily go into the bedroom without me. And I have to say, no, we're having we're doing a live stream. Papa one says I'm ecstatic about that. I'm ecstatic about everything with January 20th. I'm very pleased and happy with the way things are going. Mom once says, my farm dogs took a bath too, LOL. Trigger loves playing in the manure stalls. Well, a lot of interesting smells there. Those routine poop inspections. She does that too. I was telling my sister that, because it's embarrassing, but she can't help herself. And I'm sure she can, like, interpret, it's like there's just a lot of smells there. She can interpret diet and, age and gender. 2 genders. That's for you, Papa One. And and where the dog's been and what they're doing. I'm sure there's, like, a lot of information in that routine poop inspection that we can't just see or, hopefully smell. And she's non-judgmental about smells. Everything smells good to her, I think.
What is it this time?
The religious medal from the Maldonado case.
The Dahlia?
Finbar was just waiting for us
This gets
down
out.
below while we, like, humped over there and risked our lives for the LAPD. The Wonder Boy.
Right? Come on, fellas.
Mama One, what's for dinner?
We're on a roll here. Don't let me down.
Papa One says, everything happening will be great for farmers and the horse industry, not having to worry about feeding FDA-approved foods to livestock. It was crazy for them to even try that in the first place. I'm sure there was special interest from the food industry to take the offcuts from that they weren't selling to humans and turning it into animal feed. Big food, big pharma, big profit. Papa One continues, it does Papa One's old heart good to know the citizens of Saint Denis have a working brain, LOL. Proud of you, Super Antonio. Well, I do, Papa One. I don't really talk about it much. Because, it's definitely a minority here.
We're gonna catch hell for this.
I have to tell her not to talk
Banging
to
up
any other
innocent
dogs
men.
about how she feels, how she really feels.
Newspapers
Because,
will crucify the guy. They won't have time to wonder about our mistakes.
because they'll be mean to her.
We'll be okay, Rusty. As long as we catch the guy.
I hope you're right,
And-
Cole. We'll be famous if we make this case.
For a long time, of course, as you know, I wouldn't really talk about it on the channel, and I don't, like, in regular videos, but, I kind of talk about it a little bit in, on the live streams, and certainly now that it's more out in the open, and with our current, with the current administration. But I want, it's like the original mission statement of this channel, which I started in like 2018, was just to unite everyone in 1899 and leave politics and the modern world behind, and just have fun playing this game. And remind everyone that, people are people, regardless of what you believe, or who you want to sleep with, or what you want to do in the bedroom, which is none of your business. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. And just have fun playing this game. But we all know how that ended up. Papa One says it was all money-based, as it's similar to what they wanted to do to cigars. Pay $25,000 a product to test the products for health and environmental effects. Always a moneymaker. Yeah. Yeah, that's what. But I feel it got worse. I feel it got worse this century. I mean, it was always bad. There's always been, like, graft and pork. But I think it just got out of hand. Well, I know it got out of hand. And now, hopefully... Well, anyways. We'll see. I'm optimistic about the future, and I haven't been for a long time. Let's move on. Mama one says dinner tonight was slow roasted ham, rice and gravy, green beans. My gravy was made from cow bone. I also made lima beans and fudge brownies topped with peanut butter. That sounds delicious, Mama one. Everything about that. Also was all homemade, the best ingredients, and love. With no I say that with no irony, because I think that makes a difference in cooking. Well, I think it makes a difference in everything, in videos. You know, you can tell when someone is just playing a game as opposed to someone who loves the game. You know, the passion comes through. And the passion comes through, you know, in any video. You know, a video about your collection of shoelaces. I mean, if you're seriously into it, the video will get engagement, because people can recognize authenticity, and they reward it. It's, you know, it's exciting to them. It's inspiring. Mama one says, slow roasted ham since midnight yesterday.
These are my best shoes, Phelps. I'll leave you to it.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever had slow roasted ham, but it sounds delicious.
Very funny.
Papa one says, it got bad when people lost their sense of self-worth. Everyone wanted to be approved and be told how valued they are. People need to get self-confident again. As long as you know your worth, who cares what someone else thinks? I'll just say more people should do farm work. It builds character. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with this darn thing, including the internet. But so many people derive their self-worth from the image that they put online. Especially women, you know, I mean, not to, well, yeah, maybe get a little sexist, but, you know, anytime I'm walking the dog, when we come across anyone, literally anyone, apart from me, you know, they're holding their phone and they're checking their phone as they're walking. But, you know, I would say it's 50% with men, but, you know, like 90% with women. But, you know, women like to communicate. Women are communicators. So, you know, they need their communication device. They're either looking at it, or they're checking it, or they're just holding it out of reassurance. It's so weird. You know, and my phone's always in my pocket because, you know, I want to pay attention to her. And sometimes you need two hands to handle this one. If she, like, if she finds something that she wants to inspect that I don't want her to inspect. And from the other opening in the wood rushes with loud and whirlwind harmony a sphere, which is as many thousand spheres, solid as crystal. Yet throughout, I didn't get a chance to read it. Sorry, Cole. Cole read it too fast. We are in the La Brea tar pits. And those exist, I know, because I've been there. I remember the smell. Papa One continues, I try to always teach younger people, including our newest farmhands, that just because hard work goes unnoticed doesn't mean it will always be unnoticed. Anyone can work hard and bust their butt for a week, but it takes a real work ethic to stick with it no matter how tough or it looks or feels. Mom once says, has Sadie ever made a break for it? I can see you chasing after her once. But she was, I'd had her less than a month. So, you know, we weren't used to each other at all. And we were still living at my parents' house. We were remodeling my parents' house after they answered the call to Valhalla. And she got out the front door and just let me on a merry chase
If we
through
survive
the
this, it's going to be a
through
miracle.
the neighborhood. It was fun for her. It was a big game for
This
her,
guy
and for
looks
me,
out
I
for
was like,
women
I
in
was
bars
really
who've had
worried
too
she
much
was gonna
drink.
like run into
You are
traffic,
emotionally disturbed.
you know, and
Need a shoulder to cry on.
that
He
you know
plies them with
that was
booze.
my fear.
Probably
But you know,
offered them
she
a lift
stayed on the
home.
sidewalks.
beats
She
their
mostly
brains
focused
out
on
and
yards
strangles
and yeah, we just like I finally got her when she tired out, and then she walked. You know, she was happy
Then
to
beats
walk
their
back
brains
home
out and strangles.
like nothing had happened. Like this was just part of our routine. But no, she doesn't make a break for it in terms of you know, wanting to escape. She will like, you know, if she, you know, like especially with the little dogs, if a little dog challenges her, she will like, you know, she's not going to back down.
On it
Then
goes.
you know, it's like we saw a cat
Think
in a
we'll reach the
bush.
end of this thing.
And fortunately, we live in a you know, to give this cat respect, you know, the cat was like all like camouflaged in the bush and wasn't backing down. We live in a stand your ground state, Saint Denis, and this cat was certainly standing his ground. And there were bushes like these too, and you know, Sadie spotted him and was like, pretty much just wanted to jump into the bush to get this thing. And you know, so I had to have two hands. She has a harness, you know, to like just pull her off the bush. Leave that poor cat alone. So, you know, we have incidents like that we need to deal with.
You ever been
Or,
here,
you know, if she finds food, which she does a
I
lot,
have no intention of going.
you know, garbage
That
food,
thing's
you know, I will pull her off it because
Away
you know, I
here
just
and
don't,
have a quiet
you would think I don't feed her.
Think about hidden meanings.
Like the park we go to, there's a Starbucks on the edge and there's always like garbage food, you know, like Frappuccino lids that have like whipped cream on them. And she, you know, she loves whipped cream, of course, but you know, it's like, I'm happy to give her whipped cream if I have it, which I don't, regrettably, but you're not going to eat garbage. Peter Walsdorf says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Peter. Happy Saturday. How are you, friend? Mama one says, I love how when dogs give you a hard time, the human has the worst anxiety, yet the dogs are having the time of their life. Yes, that's exactly what it was like. I love animals as they always live in the moment like it's the best. Yeah, she had so much fun. She was like running, and then she'd look back to make sure I was chasing her, and you could see her smiling, and I'm calling to her, and I'm saying, Sadie, come, and she's like not minding, but now she minds. You know, I can tell her to stop, I can tell her to wait. But back then, also she was like 6 months old. She was basically a puppy. She was teething. Mama one says, they are always thinking positive, and it's so beautiful to me. Yeah, me too. I like how
Thrones, altars,
how they live in the moment,
prisons.
and they force you
No, it couldn't be.
to live in the moment. That's one of the best things about having a dog. Mom one says, hey, Peter, and Papa one says, hey, Peter, and Mandate Exercise says, hi, Rockstar Gamer. Greetings, Mandate. Appreciate you being here. Happy Saturday. And you are right. This is a Rockstar channel,
That was easy. I found
and I do
Celine
consider
Henry's
myself a
ring.
rock star.
How far does this thing go?
Peter says, hi, Mama One, and Mama One says, hey, Mandate, welcome. Okay, Cole, let's get back to the car, move on to the next clue.
And playing at being boy.
You only get 3 clues in Red Dead Redemption 2. And you get a bunch you got to deal with in this game. But this game is all about puzzles. And our game is, you know, it's all about horses and shooting things. Second Amendment stuff.
He's leaving us this trail of evidence. Why?
Vanity. He wants to see if there's anyone out there smart enough to catch him.
He leaves us evidence, but every location is a trap.
Breathe.
Pop one says, "Oh, by the way, Waffles, the quarter horse loves waffles. I took him on a ride today, and it was great. He did so well. I took him through water and everything. Had to give him a good bath and rub down after."
The Titan guy, who had the staff
Waffles loves waffles.
Very good. You thinking about reading some Shelley?
all that egghead stuff. I'm sticking to the funny papers.
You know, there was a TV series called Hannibal, after Hannibal Lecter. I don't know if you watched it, Mama One. It's Mads Mikkelsen did a great portrayal of Hannibal Lecter. I actually like his portrayal better than Anthony Hopkins, and it really fleshed out the character, dressed exquisitely. It's the events before Silence of the Lambs, you know, so he's still out in the wild. He's a psychiatrist, you know, and it's like, and he's eating his patients and people who are rude to him. Honestly, I think I like it better than Dexter. I like the series better than Dexter. It's just more stylistic. I like the character better. But anyways, my point is, Will Graham, in that, you know, the FBI profiler that is chasing him, that is hunting him. In this incarnation, in the TV show, he collects stray dogs. He collects strays. He's got like a pack of them at home. He's got like 8 or 9, and one of them loves applesauce. So that dog is named Applesauce. And I always thought that was charming. This one also loves applesauce. She has applesauce every morning, in addition to everything else I feed her. Pop One says, our house dog Rick, named after the Walking Dead Rick, who was the biggest horse fan, has really taken to Waffles. They are fast friends. Rick was a shelter dog my son got from a former lady friend when they broke up. He came up with Rick. The next thing you know, Rick loves Mama One. So he lives with us now, and we have been trying to get him comfortable around horses and livestock. He's great with dogs, but hated ducks and cows. What's that? I hate it.
There's the throne up there.
We got to get all the way up there. Note they've got the old World War II Army flashlights that are like L-shaped instead of like, you know, torch-shaped. Nowadays they would just use wands or flashlight-shaped. In the UK they call them torches. All right, let's get up there. Papa One says, but he quite enjoyed the ride today. He also had a bath. He refused to roll around in the manure stalls, but his golden coat was covered in mud.
Jesus, now look what you did.
More
Hang on,
rocking back
Paul,
and
I'll get you
forth.
off.
A lot of rocking back and forth in this game, I just noticed. What's that about?
You've got to make it to the next platform. Get that thing as close
Yeah,
as you
this
can,
game
then jump.
is due for an update or a second one. But I would want to stay in the time period. You know, I wouldn't want to stay, you know, like maybe just follow a completely new detective. Spoiler alert, Cole, as you may or may not know, doesn't make it. But he's fine. We're about halfway through. I think we've got like 9 more missions or cases. Papa One says, I have a bunch of those flashlights. 2 of them were mine I carried in Vietnam, and a few of them were given to me by Marines I served with. When they found out I survived, several of my fellow Marines made a tradition when returning from Vietnam. Send your flashlight to Papa One. That's a good tradition. Just like keep them on the shelf, honor your friends, your comrades. I think we need to go around. Down and up. Here we go.
Typewriter ring.
For Evelyn Summers. Remit the anguish of that
home.
lighted
End
stare.
of the line.
Okay, now we got to get out of there. You'd think he would have picked that up, that letter up. It's evidence. He committed it to memory.
No. Come on.
Kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones. Temple of Doom. Giant rolling ball. Papa One says, all those young men I served with were true heroes. I feel the same way about the Australians I met in the South and the South Koreans I served with. All of our allies in Vietnam. South Koreans were the meanest.
The last trophy was her ring.
Yeah, I used to spar with a Korean.
You sure, Cole?
Hands like bricks. Didn't, he spoke like 2 words of English, and but our language of communication was martial arts and fighting, and we got to be good friends, but we could barely understand each other. It was pretty funny, but yeah, I liked him. His name was Jun, Jun.
Hear me out, Rusty. This
Solid guy, like my height, but as wide as this desk, like twice as wide as me, and
Just go easy, Phelps.
and hands like bricks.
Hear me out. This guy has been.
Papa One says, most deadliest men ever. They hated communism in North Vietnam and commie sympathizers. I can understand that. Most of them could not speak English. We communicated through broken English. They would slap you and point. And I had Korean girlfriend at one point. Her name was Taylor, but she was like super Korean American. She was like adopted by a white family. So she was, she wasn't really in touch with her culture. I don't even remember if she could speak Korean. That didn't last too long, but it was certainly fun while it lasted. It always is.
Reminds me of my days as an altar.
It all began so well, but what an end, to quote Cole Porter.
Nothing hasty, gentlemen. Keep your hands.
Now, we have met this fella before. He's a bartender. We questioned him.
We're from the LAPD, sir. I'm gonna tell you only once to lower your weapon.
The LAPD, you say? Is it really possible you could have found me after all this time? How interesting.
Put down the gun, shitbird. Last warning.
This boorish ignoramus could never have found me. It was you, wasn't it? Do you remember me, detective?
The temp bartender.
Yes. You
Can you
found
hear Sadie snoring? The
know
mic's
what
picking
I'm
it up.
capable of, and yet you walk in here like lambs, dressed for the
I think you would need
We'll see about
headphones. But yeah, she's snoring.
Where did he go?
Down the tunnel?
We can't let the son of a bitch get away.
Down into the catacombs.
The house, Rusty. There must be another entrance into the house.
Mom once says, my dad loved South Koreans. He was a decorated Korean War vet. He respected the South Koreans so much. He would get letters from several he trained. One even named his son
LAPD,
Walter after
give
my
yourself
daddy.
up.
That's great. That's amazing. Mom once says, yes, Cole is a homicide detective currently. This is our last case, which ties all the other cases together.
This must have been the place, Rusty.
What was he doing there? I do like those old-fashioned clawfoot tubs. Don't know if we necessarily need to look at these things.
I hate to think what he's done with this thing.
Not wearing gloves, not really caring about
It's the
fingerprints.
basis for all his riddles. Prometheus
Defied the cruel
gods.
gods. This guy thinks he's doing the same thing.
Gods can be hazardous to your health.
Defying gods can be hazardous to your health. This lair reminds me of the mutant house in another game that I am quite familiar with.
And keep an eye out above ground.
Papa once says, my father-in-law was a great man and we were extremely close friends until he passed. Unfortunately, he passed young at 52. That's super young, from lung cancer. He was an Army veteran and he always ripped me about being a jarhead, I assume. Little bit of shooty bang.
Do I get a sense you're looking for personal redemption?
Personal redemption. Perhaps a red redemption. Two in the back. Let's fire 2 warning shots in the back. Papa One continues, always ripped me about the Army-Marine rivalry. He used to joke we were dumb muscle, and I used to say he preferred comfort, lol. Marines always get the old gear that was used in the Civil War, and Army got the newest gear.
This thing has come to an end. You know that.
Are you comfortable out of the light?
What do you think of declaring terrorists, or the cartel terrorist agencies? I'm very happy about that as well. So you can get tier 1 units going after him.
You're exactly what I expected. We were looking for a low achiever.
That was easy.
Where's the
And
press,
here
Cap?
is Captain Donnelly.
I think Phelps and I should get a medal for this. This has got to be the case of the year, right? The case of the century.
Gonna get
when you
covered
think
up.
about it.
Are you finished?
Yes, Skipper.
Good.
Mama once says cops aren't like they were back in the day. They could get away with shooting criminals easier. Yeah.
We got the werewolf,
Yeah.
the guy who killed the
Rusty
guy who
carries a
killed all the other
blackjack.
gods.
You got no one. Mason was a ghost.
Can you at least tell us why, Captain?
Mason is the half-brother of one of the most highly elected officials in this country.
How high?
Beyond the moon for mere mortals like us, Rusty. There'll be no more mention of him.
There'll be no more mention of him. The city owes you both. But
What's
there'll
gonna
be
happen
no
to the
mention.
suspects in the cases, Captain? I won't be a part of that.
A bit of missing
Papa One says, I agree with that. The cartels have canceled many people in their quest for power, not to mention the casualties of drug abuse. Mama One and I have seen many videos on cartels.
That's it?
I'm afraid it is.
Yeah, they're scary.
And I have some news for you, Phelps. No more rooting around in the entrails of cadavers and corpses for you. The head of Vice has asked the chief for you.
And we have seen where they have brutally executed and T-worded rivals and civilians alike. They are the very definition of a terrorist organization. Yeah, I agree. It's a genius move on his part. And I love how he pretty much kept every promise he made in the first day. On day one, as soon as he took over, he was signing executive orders. Shout out to the channel members. I apologize for getting political with you guys. And let's see. What else do I have for you? That's about all I have for you tonight, my friends. Appreciate all you being here. We shall return next week. Maybe we'll do a Western Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Shout out to the channel members and the mods. Thank you so much. Papa One and Mama One and Miko Herptile. Great talking to you, Cloudy. I'll leave the chat going if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week. See you soon, friends.
Slow down before someone gets hurt. Ah, unbelievable. Can we try to get there in one piece? They're prepared to gun down cops in broad daylight. McCaffrey really means business. Seems like we're the only ones who want Bishop alive.
I have a good mind just to let him go work on the son of a bitch. I'm about done putting my life on the line to protect some child molester.
That's our job, unfortunately. They don't get to dole out the justice.
You're gonna kill someone!
Please, Phelps. The siren.
What happened to Rose?
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the decks.
So where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
Vidalia. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
We any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads and we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far. This will be the same. But cutting someone in half and leaving them off the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Why so many women this year?
Because of the war. You should know that. Guy gets to kill people every day in combat. Comes home, he's expected to take lip from his wife. What do you think's going to happen?
It's that simple.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
Jesus, Phelps! Watch it, will you? Run, you fucking idiots!
The werewolf?
For my money, a copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The caller of the decade. You've been working evidence on BD case for 6 months and got nicks.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, Oddshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us unknown in a corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get... Cole, come on!
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. Can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him. Cole! Hey, come on! If we survive this, it's gonna be a miracle.
If you want instructions on how to wipe your ass, you let me know.
Whoa there!
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.